Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit because obviously you've been in the creative space for well over 20 years, started with blog, right? Writing, not to even mention you've done comedy, all these other things. But now I really want to talk about this in the nature of how your work ethic or even your work-life balance has changed. Because even when something that I do regularly is like pottery, and we have a studio now that we've opened up, and just the time that it takes to actually do that and actually pull myself away and actually do something like that is time intensive. And so it changes the way that I also have to work in other areas. So I'm curious if you've had to take stuff off your plate or you've just had to reevaluate what's priority, especially as you're saying, okay, yeah, for the last year and a half, I mean, I've made my own tortillas and bread, and man, I'm proud of you. I am proud of you. That is work.
The answer to your question is both. I have had to uh take a lot of things off my plate. I don't do a lot of things that I used to do. And then also prioritizing my time. And I want to say this very clearly. I do not ace this. This is not something that I am skilled at. I will say that I am better now than I was, even probably a year ago or 2 years ago. I guess I'm speaking specifically to two people. One, if you are single and you're listening to this is going to look different than if you're in a committed relationship, like if you're married, because your communication with your spouse is going to that's gonna be key in all of this. Even in my involvement in church, which is very, very heavy, like, I've had to start saying no to certain things and just really focusing my energy on the areas that I really feel God has gifted me in, and then let other people do things that they are gifted in those areas. And the same thing at home where, like, I will admit about a year ago, I finally raised my hand in surrender and I begged my husband and I said, "Can we please get somebody to come once a month and clean this house?" Because, like, I can keep it tidy, but I do not have time to like scrub my floors and baseboards. I do not have time to clean my bathrooms. I also hate it. And so I finally said to him, I was like, I can't do it. So it's things like that where it's like we've had to make sacrifices in some areas and then in other areas go, I can't possibly do this anymore.